13th of April 2021, Johannesburg, South Africa. Users of one of the fastest growing cryptocurrency platforms, Africrypt, received shocking notification. The company announced a massive cyber attack, as a result of which all investors' funds disappear without a trace. 69,000 bitcoins with a total value of about $8.5 billion on today's market. The founders of the company, brothers Amir and Raees Kajee, assured their clients that an internal investigation is underway. But at the same time, they strongly ask not to contact the police or lawyers under any circumstances, since lawsuits can harm the platform's reputation and delay the process of recovering funds. But clients don't know that at this moment the Kajee brothers are already on their way to another country 1,000 kilometers away. This is a story about how two young entrepreneurs committed one of the largest frauds in the history of cryptocurrencies and disappeared without a trace, taking $8 billion with them. 2019, Johannesburg, South Africa. Amir and Raees, 20-year-old Kajee, young, ambitious, confident guys. They believe they have found the perfect opportunity to get rich. The brothers create Africrypt, a crypto exchange, positioning it as a revolutionary platform that uses artificial intelligence for automatic Bitcoin trading. On the website, which of course no longer exists, it was indicated that the CEO was 20-year-old Raees Kajee, who founded this business in 2013 in a tiny room. At that time, he was only 13 years old. His younger brother Amir is the chief operating officer, who at that time was 17 years old. Before that, Amir was the head of macro trading department. Before that, for 2 years he was a personal stock trader, and even earlier for 2 years he was engaged in derivatives trading. In general, typical trader at 0 years old. The premises sound simply fantastic. 10% profit per day. This means that investors can double their money in less than a month. For example, by investing just $100, you supposedly start earning $10 a day, and after 100 days your account, according to the logic of the system, should grow to $1 million. The idea arouses interest among wealthy investors throughout South Africa. Cryptocurrency is becoming a popular investment tool, and everyone wants to become part of the innovation. With the help of aggressive marketing, bright calls to action, the creation of artificial hype, and active pressure on emotions, Africrypt receives wide publicity. South African rapper Nasty C takes part in the promotion. He actively promotes the project on his social networks, parceling subscribers not to miss, in his word, the most significant investment opportunity of the decade. Footballer Benny McCarthy, one of the most famous players in South Africa, whose fortune is estimated at $16 million, also invests part of his income in the promising startup. Hollywood actress Charlize Theron, whom you may have seen in the films Mad Max, Hancock and Fast and Furious 8, also invest in this platform. Even members of the African National Congress begin to take an interest in the platform, seeing in it the future of this financial system. For many, Africrypt seems like the first step into a new era of financial technology. The Kajee brothers become stars. Their life turns into endless luxury. Lamborghini Aventador, Rolls-Royce Ghost, Ferrari. They buy elite real estate and throw parties with the elite and appear on the page of the major financial magazines. But behind all this external success lies a dark secret. Africrypt doesn't conduct any real trading. Clients' money goes directly to wallets that are under the full control of the Kajee brothers. No algorithms work. There are no automated strategies. Payouts to early investors are made exclusively at the expense of money from new investors. From the outside, everything looks innovative and modern, but in the fact it's a classic financial pyramid. Nevertheless, the hype continues. Every day, hundreds of millions of dollars in Bitcoin are deposited into their cryptocurrency wallets. To maintain the illusion of success, the brothers continue to attract new clients using aggressive marketing. They announced the development of their own cryptocurrency, Africoin, which is supposed to surpass even Bitcoin and Ethereum. In addition, the brothers announced their intention to launch the first crypto bank in Africa. All this sounds very absurd. In investment, there is no guaranteed return. Stock markets, cryptocurrencies, and even real estate investments, all this can change sharply. The higher the potential return, the greater the risks. This is a fundamental principle of investing. There is even such a term, volatility, an indicator that characterizes the variability of price. If someone promises you a 100% guaranteed return, especially with a high profit, most likely this is a financial pyramid or fraud. But the platform continues to operate from 2019 to 2021 without particular problems. According to all articles on the internet, in just 2 years Africrypt became an empire worth $3.6 billion, at least until 13th of April 2021. The brothers perfectly understand that if the clients begin to withdraw money en masse, the system will collapse. They understand the seriousness of the situation and begin to prepare for a grand exit. They develop a plan, an ideal exit, a classic exit scam. First, they need to quietly transfer most of the assets to their accounts. Second, find a country for safe move that has no extradition agreement. And the third step is to create a false version of events. Simply closing the platform won't be enough. They know that investors will demand the return of their money, and the authorities will begin an investigation. Responsibility needs to be shifted to someone else. Therefore, they come up with the perfect way to avoid responsibility by staging a hacker attack. Now they only need to choose the right moment to escape. There are plenty scammers on the internet, especially when it comes to cryptocurrency. You can lose money literally in a couple of clicks, so it's important to use only proven services. Personally, I use and do everything through the Bybit crypto exchange for 6 years already. And I remind you that via the link in the description you receive a discount of up to 45% on commission for exchanges and trading, as well as up to $30,000 in bonuses depending on the volume of your trades and exchanges. This helps avoid problems with dirty crypto and card blocks. I will leave the links to Bybit in the description under the video. And if you want to understand crypto better and make money on it, watch other video on the channel. 13th of April 2021. Africrypt clients as usual go to the platform every day to check their balances, but this morning something is wrong. Transactions hang and withdrawals are unavailable. At first this looks like a technical failure, but with each minute the situation becomes more and more suspicious. A few hours later follows the official statement. Africrypt sends an official letter to its clients stating that the company has been subjected to a massive hacker attack. All assets have disappeared and any contact with the police or law firms may jeopardize the process of recovering funds. Instead of calming clients, this announcement only intensifies their panic. The first thing the deceived clients do is try to contact support, but all phone numbers that previously answered instantly are now silent, and the Africrypt website returns an error. Page not found. Some angry clients, because of personally go to the office in Johannesburg. What they discover there becomes a shock of them. The company building, which clients imagine as a high-tech financial center, turned out to be a small ordinary residential house. No servers and no signals of a real technology company. These who are well acquainted with the blockchain begin to research the movement of funds in transactions. It turns out that several weeks before the hacker attack, significant amount of money began to be withdrawn from Africrypt's main wallet. Initially these were small transfers, but as the date of the fraud approached, they became larger and larger. The brothers acted very carefully. The money was not withdrawn directly to regular exchanges where it could be easily traced. Instead, they used so-called Bitcoin mixers, which pass cryptocurrencies through thousands of wallets in order to cover all tracks. Then they covered the coins into stable coins, and later part of the funds was transferred into Monero, one of the most anonymous cryptocurrencies in the world, which is practically impossible to trace. In short, when Africrypt officially announced the hacker attack, the money had been long beyond the reach of the authorities. The deceived clients of the exchange still turned to the police, and South African investigators begin to investigate this case. In the course of the investigation, it turns out that the Kajee brothers never officially crossed the borders of South Africa. According to passport and aviation control systems, Amir and Raees officially never left the country. No tickets, no border crossing, no travel traces. There is only one logical explanation. Their escape escape was carefully planned in advance. A week before the hacker attack, Africrypt employees who had access to the financial systems in turn lost their login credentials. They could no longer into the system check the balance or conduct transactions. Access was suddenly disabled without any warning, and only the Kajee brothers retained full control over the platform. The investigation expands and the case hits international headlines. More and more interested parties demand a clarification. The law firm Honeycomb attorneys files an official statement with the police. They urge the authorities to take immediate action and return the stolen funds. The South African police begin an investigation. However, they soon face a problem. There is no single lead that could lead to the brothers' whereabouts. And then Interpol joins the case, which puts the brothers on the international wanted list. Soon it becomes clear that the Kajee brothers were preparing for the escape long before their disappearance. Several months before committing the fraudulent actions, they acquired citizenship in Vanuatu, a small island state located in the Pacific Ocean near Australia and New Zealand. This state not only doesn't extradite its citizens, but it also famous for its lack of strict control over financial operations and transactions. In addition, Vanuatu provides its citizens with the possibility of visa-free entry to more than 130 countries of the world, which significantly facilitates their movement and evasion of possible prosecution. Unofficial sources suggest that they could have fled to Dubai, one of the largest financial centers in the world, where cryptocurrency is widely used in the shadow economy. Others point to Tanzania, a country where financial crimes have historically sought refuge. Some suggest that they are in the United Kingdom under fiction names, but none of these suspicions have been officially confirmed. Switzerland, August 2021. 4 long months have passed. Then Swiss investigators make a surprising discovery. In one of the bank of Zurich, they discover a rented safe deposit box in which a hardware crypto wallet is stored. A hardware crypto wallet is a device on which cryptocurrencies can be safely stored in offline mode. There are two types of crypto wallets, cold and hot. A cold wallet isn't connected to the internet, usually represents a physical device. It's mainly used for long-term storage of large amounts or for storing funds that are not planned to be used often. And hot crypto wallet is connected to the internet, can be an application or a website. It provides the convenience of quick access and conducting transactions. It's more vulnerable to cyber attacks and hacks due to constant connection to the network. If you want to get more information about the crypto wallets, I have the video on my YouTube channel. So the police find in the deposit box a ledger one, which can easily contain part of the stolen billions of Africrypt. But whether it actually belonged to the brother or this is just coincidence remains unknown. There is also one problem. Without the private key, the wallet remains closed. Therefore, the investigator has only one option left: simply observe the deposit box. For several months, they conduct covert surveillance. And finally, on 9th of November 2021, when Amir Kajee entered the bank, he was arrested. He was charged with money laundering. But the story doesn't end there and becomes even more interesting. He was placed under constant supervision in an elite hotel where, according to reports, one night cost about $1,000. Amir spent 6 months in pretrial detention. However, subsequently he was released on bail in the amount of 300,000 Swiss francs or $375,000. As part of the condition of release, he is obligated to surrender his passport and has no right to leave the territory of Switzerland. Also in November 2021, a mysterious investor contacts the victims and offers a deal for $5 million in exchange for dropping cases against the brothers. According to an informant, behind this were the Kajee brothers themselves. Also 2 years pass after the arrest of Amir Kajee, and in August 2023, the unthinkable happens. Amir gets his passport back and on the same day apparently leaves the territory of Switzerland. At the same time, his brothers throughout this time apparently went missing and disappeared from sight. In 2024, the case reaches its climax and simply comes a standstill. The South African Financial Sector Conduct Authority, FCCA, published an official statement. Since Africrypt was never registered as a financial organization, there are no legal grounds to initiate an investigation. That means no one can be held accountable. No charges, no court proceedings, and no right to compensation for damages. For the affected clients, this is simply a tragedy. They lost their money and the state declares that doesn't bear the responsibility for this. It turns out the brothers' plan worked and 69,000 bitcoins disappeared forever. As of today, this is already $8.5 billion. The brothers Amir and Raees Kajee could have taken as an example for the Turkish crypto businessman Farouk Fatih Özer, the founder of the Turkish cryptocurrency exchange Thodex. At the end of April 2021, he fled from Turkey to Albania and took almost $2 billion in cryptocurrency belonging to the users of his exchange. And then he was caught, and in September 2023, a court in Istanbul sentenced Farouk Fatih Özer to 11,196 years, 10 months and 15 days of imprisonment for fraud, creating a criminal organization and money laundering. Whether the Kajee brothers will be found, or whether this was the largest fraud in the history of cryptocurrencies, time will tell. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, put likes and write in the comments where you would spend $8.5 billion. Bye, and don't forget to use Bybit via the link in the description.